Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. It is 6 o'clock now on your Wednesday morning. I'm Nicole Hernandez. We got to get to meteorologist Thomas Patrick because, Thomas, I woke up this morning and it was raining. Is it going to be raining for parts of the day today?
It is extremely unlikely, but it's not a 0% chance. So let's put it that way. And I'll show you Doppler radar in a little bit, but it's not a major story today because the heat is just going to overtake the area quite easily. Even right now, current temperatures still in the 70s as of 6 a.m. And sometimes the heat isn't just about how hot do the high temperatures go, but just how little relief we get at night when it just doesn't get cool enough to open up those windows. And last night was definitely one of those nights. Still 74 in Deer Park for a current temperature, still in the 70s in Spokane as well. And we're actually just uphill from here. So that'll be about our low temperatures for the day, with a high of 97 to match our hottest day of the year so far and what is usually our hottest week of the season.
Quick live look at traffic this morning. I-90 out near the valley. You can see perfectly fine. We're not seeing any major traffic or backups across all of I-90. The only thing that is happening out in this area here is Pines Road. The on-ramp is blocked by what looks like a small crash. So other than that, things looking smooth, but if you are trying to get onto I-90 near Pines, maybe try a different on-ramp if you can. The man who shot at passing cars along I-90 will not serve any prison time. 7 months ago, 23-year-old Wyatt Armstrong parked his pickup in the median on I-90 near the state line. He started firing at cars and hit a semi-truck. Armstrong pleaded guilty in court, and yesterday, a Kootenai County judge sentenced him to a 5-year suspended sentence with 3 years of probation. This means he will only go to jail if he violates the conditions of his probation. Idaho State Police say despite firing almost 40 rounds, nobody was hurt. Court documents say Armstrong was intoxicated at the time with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.13. He was also charged with unlawful discharge of a weapon, DUI, and disturbing the peace. We have new body camera video from the Latah County Sheriff's Office. This is it right here. It shows officers stopping Brian Coberger for speeding back in August of 2022. This was just a few months before he killed 4 University of Idaho students. The officer noticed Coberger was not wearing a seatbelt, issued him a $10 ticket and a warning for speeding. We talked to the Moscow police chief about these police reports being publicly available now and how he's reacting to Brian Coberger's life in prison sentence.
It's still a little surreal. I knew that this would someday come to a close of sorts, and this certainly occurred a little bit sooner than we expected. We were in the throngs of preparing for a trial. I personally, I thought it was a great idea. That was a wonderful conclusion to this, and that ultimately we had shown that we found the right person.
You can watch our full interview with both the Moscow mayor and the city's police chief right now on our streaming app. You can download KREM 2 Plus on your TV and watch for free. There was an 8.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia last night. It's one of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded. Take a look at this. This is some of the advisories we're seeing. That's obviously hit far from here, but an earthquake this big can cause tsunami waves to hit our coasts. These are tsunami advisories on the Washington coast this morning. Now, we're not expecting huge waves to cause a lot of damage, but the currents and waves could get dangerous for people near or in the water. And these tsunamis advisories and warnings are also for Alaska, Hawaii, and other coastal areas as well. CBS News' Jared Hill has more.
In Honolulu, a scramble to seek higher ground. Waves crashed on empty beaches as warnings echoed.
The roads are full, people trying to move. We ask you to stay calm, cooperate, and get to high ground.
We decided to go to elevated ground, and it's kind of just where it's taken us so far. We've passed a couple other gas stations that you can't even get in them.
Tsunami warnings and alerts were issued from Hawaii to the entire west coast of the U.S. after an 8.8 magnitude earthquake hit off Russia. Officials warned waves could reach up to 10 feet, prompting boats to head out to sea.
So far, we have not seen a wave of consequence, which is great relief to us.
Hours earlier, a tsunami more than a foot high was detected in over a dozen parts of Japan. Officials warned bigger waves are possible. Some people sought safety on the tops of buildings. The massive earthquake that triggered the waves shook furniture in far eastern Russia. Emergency responders rushed to a damaged kindergarten after the front of the building collapsed. No children were reportedly inside. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Well, because of these tsunami warnings, Alaska Airlines paused some of their flights to Hawaii. Those flights, though, are moving again this morning. If you have plans to travel to the Hawaiian Islands, just make sure you're checking the status of your flight before heading to the airport. The Spokane Public School Board voted to add funding to 2 different transportation services last night. Their main transportation service is Zoom, which is the classic yellow bus. They put another $370,000 into that fund. That money is covering some costs that were above budget from this past year and then summer transportation programs as well. The board also voted to add $245,000 to their Hop, Skip, Drive program. That's an alternative to the Zoom buses. They say even though Hop, Skip, Drive is getting more expensive, it's ultimately saving them money. They were able to spend $600,000 less on traditional transportation by using Hop, Skip, Drive. We have yet another hot day in the forecast today, and new maps show most of Spokane takes on direct sunlight during peak hours. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live in the studio with us this morning. So Brandon, you've been looking through this map. What does it reveal?
Yeah, good morning, Nicole. And we always talk about, finding shade during hot stretches like this, doing whatever you can to beat the heat. Well, this map right here breaks down which neighborhoods have more coverage and show locations that fall under that classification of an urban heat island. It's called Tree Equity Score. So any zone that's colored orange on the map indicates there's less trees, fewer coverage, and that includes downtown Spokane, the University District, most of Spokane Valley, and Liberty Lake as well. Any green on the map shows a higher tree equity score, signaling more shade. Neighborhoods like the South Hill, Browns Addition, Audubon, and the Latah Valley have more coverage. More shade could soon be on the way, though. Spokane City Council passed a resolution this week for a 1-year reforestation program. The new pilot program is connected with the Downtown Spokane Partnership to enhance downtown Spokane tree canopy. So we might be seeing more of those start to be planted around over the next year or so. Parks and Recreation Urban Forestry staff will oversee and manage the pilot program. Any costs associated with the pilot will be funded through the Tree Equity Spokane grant. For now, live in the studio, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Thank you for that, Brandon. And yeah, the urban heat island effect can oftentimes make temperatures anywhere between 5 and 10 degrees hotter than just what the official forecast is, because we're trying to forecast to match what the airport is going to say, and that a bit more green out there. I promised a bit of Doppler radar this morning because we did get a blip of some rain at about 3 a.m. here in Spokane, and there is still one shower that is near Newport right now, so a bit of light rain in Pend Oreille County. This is not the major story today, but you still might notice a little bit of some shower cells just passing to the north at the moment. That has left our skies a bit more cloudy this morning, but that's not going to stay that way all day long, as we'll go back to mostly sunny skies, an isolated shower, but definitely hot everywhere throughout the inland northwest. High temperature 97 today to match our hottest days so far this year.
The EPA is planning on taking back a big scientific finding from 2009 that proved greenhouse gases are bad for people's health. The administrator of the EPA, Lee Zeldin, announced this on a podcast yesterday. President Trump appointed Zeldin, who is known to vote against environmental protection policy, to his position. The finding he is planning to get rid of, the endangerment finding, is the backbone for greenhouse gas regulations across the country, even the Clean Air Act. If they go through with revoking the endangerment findings, it would mean no more regulations for motor vehicles and engines. Well, if you're planning a trip to Alaska, be mindful of the bears. Authorities are warning hikers to steer clear of streams and rivers, especially where salmon are. 2 different hikers were mauled on 2 different occasions within 1 week in Anchorage. Both bear maulings happened near populated areas, and luckily both hikers survived. But this is just a good reminder that if you go hiking, be prepared.